So this story will probably go down as the most insane thing any 5-year-old will have the misfortune to experience. However, given my life and everything I've been through, I'd say this one is pretty down on the list. So anyways, this story is going to be about how my school flooded. So hopefully you guys are comfortable and we'll just get right to the story. So anyways, this story started off in my final years of kindergarten. So anyways, it was around this point where I was living in Hong Kong. So around my 5th year in kindergarten and beyond, I studied in this school called Hong Kong Academy, which is this school that's set upon a hill, which is in the middle of a fucking cemetery. So already red flags if we're counting all the paranormal activity I experienced in that fucking school. Since I was continuing kindergarten in Hong Kong Academy, I really don't have to do much. I mean, like, my first few years of K4 was pretty chill. All I really have to do is just play with toys, just socialize with other kids my age during that point in time. And really, it was a breeze. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering, the school I went to during that point in time was situated on a hill, which was in the center of a cemetery. So yeah, that was fucking great. So in one of these days I woke up, got into my school uniform, went down to have breakfast, packed my shit before leaving my unit and heading to the bus stop to wait for my bus. So anyways, we got to school, so we left the bus, went to our class, and just set our stuff down and just, just play around because we were in fucking kindergarten still. So anyways, after half an hour of just fucking around with a bunch of toys, my teacher told us to put our toys away so we can head to PE. So the PE lesson was going to be held in the gym, which was in the senior block. Now, for a lot of people who studied in Hong Kong Academy, yeah, there's a lot of rumors which suggest that that part of my school is actually haunted. Now, I had the misfortune of coming across one of these many entities. It so happens to be one of the sketchiest apparitions I saw in that school. But anyways, I saw that apparition on the 2nd floor of the whole building. Yeah, that was definitely an experience. I also remember that building having like this voodoo talisman on the entrance. So yeah, that's definitely one of the biggest red flags in that whole place. But anyways, back to the specific story. So anyways, we decided to press on. We head to the senior block. Despite that fucking place being notorious for paranormal activity, we decided to press on. We head all the way from the 1st floor to the top floor, which is where the auditorium slash gym was. So we got to the auditorium and we just sat down on the bleachers. Eventually, the PE teacher briefed us on what activities we were gonna do during the day. So anyways, during that point in time, we had basketball, which honestly I was pretty ecstatic because I was super into NBA during that point in time. So anyways, our PE teacher ordered us to warm up, which we had to run a series of laps around the court and a few shuttle runs along the way. So yeah, after warming up, we just hooped. Except while hooping, I kind of noticed that the sky was getting a little darker, if you know what I mean. There was a cumulonimbus looming over tropical fucking Hong Kong. So yeah, that added to the atmosphere of playing basketball in a haunted school. So there was this one point in time in the game when I actually crossed the kid so hard, and at the same time as a huge lightning strike, I basically traumatized this kid for life. So the following hours of that PE lesson, it was raining super fucking hard. I mean, we were having so much fucking fun. We didn't really take into account how the fuck we're actually gonna get back to class after PE. So reality hit me quite like a ankylosaurus tail, straight to the leg of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. When my PE teacher thought, yeah, I'm playing a little bit too into the Mamba mentality, so he benched me. Yeah. That's when I realized, in the midst of the thunder, lightning, and just absolute hardest balls raining, I was like, how the fuck are we gonna get back to class? And truly enough, the teachers were also thinking the same thing. How the fuck are we gonna bring all these students back to class? So anyways, after like a couple of minutes, PE was finally over, so we had the problem of how the fuck are we gonna get back to class because it's raining fucking cats and dogs and fuck knows what. So my PE teacher decided to give us a trash bag acting like a makeshift poncho. That was something that, yeah, that was a pretty interesting experience to say the least. So we lined up at the exit of the gym slash auditorium. So a teacher from another class that was in my year group decided to to go down and check, and she came back and said it was a flood. Now, even though I was very young during that point in time, I already knew that shit went from 0 to 100. The only problem was I did not realize exactly how fast that transition from 0 to 100 was. So anyways, my entire year group made our way from the auditorium all the way to the first floor of the senior block. So anyways, before we go any further, I want to show you the layout of the school. So, yeah, the entrance is basically a pathway. It's basically a huge staircase that leads all the way up to the hill. And then if you turn right, yeah, that's the junior block. If you turn left, that's the senior block, or at least the path that leads to the senior block. So yeah, if you go down that path, you'll find yourself walking into this tunnel-like structure that acts like a checkpoint. And then after that, if you turn left, that's where the staircase leading to the car park is. And then if you turn right from there, that's where the senior block is. That's the same path we have to take to get from the senior block back to the junior block so we can get back to class. So while making our way towards the tunnel-like structure I was talking about earlier. So anyways, while making our way towards the structure, somebody within the queue, I couldn't really tell if it was a teacher or a student, but yeah, that person kind of said, "Holy fuck." Since my fucking autistic ass wasn't paying attention, I just turned to look what that person was actually freaking out about. So yeah, the tunnel area was flooded, so basically me and several other people behind me basically had to climb down the stairs straight into a fucking river. And it was basically then when I realized the gravity of our current situation. I mean, I was half expecting that tunnel section to have just a bit of water, maybe like up to my ankles or even the sole of my feet. Yeah, no, that shit went up to my fucking chest. Realistically, it would probably be shin deep or knee deep for adults, but for a lot of people in my year group, especially me being a fucking 5-year-old during that point in time, yeah, honestly, like, that shit felt like crossing the fucking Samchung River. I mean, I swear to God, you could actually swim in there. That was how deep it was. Honestly, thank fuck it wasn't the 7th month when that day actually happened. Can you imagine getting dragged into a water by a shuigui? Drowning and becoming a shuigui myself at 5 fucking years old. Oh man, nobody will ever let me hear the end of it. So anyways, nothing much we can do but just make the trek anyways. Just cross that tunnel section, wading through what amounts to be chest deep of rain and sewage water. Yeah, that part of the pathway was pretty much a fucking obstacle in of itself, but as soon as we got past that, yeah, it was pretty easy to just make our way back to class. So anyways, we made it back to class, drenched as all fucking hell, so we just took off our shoes and socks, left it out to dry, and yeah, we basically had free time for the majority of the 2 other periods before going home. So on the way to the bus stop from my class, my classmates and I were just talking about this whole situation that happened during PE. I mean, obviously, we were pretty shaken about the situation. And yes, our socks and shoes were dry enough for us to put on. But anyways, we got onto the bus and we made our way back home. And even then, on the trip home, I was still trying to process my situation. Because honestly, how many kindergarten age people has experienced what I experienced? Like, what the fuck? Anyway, that's the story of how my school flooded back when I was in kindergarten. Congratulations if you made it this far. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, there'll be more videos like this coming every time I really have time, like my schedule isn't too tight. Yeah, that's kind of what I get for running multiple channels at once. Anyways, gotta go. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Fucking peace.